Phase 1 of my journey to the Paris Olympics is complete as we wrap up after the last indoor race of the season. In this video, we'll recap the results and thoughts behind each of my performances, along with sharing some of my insights into my goals and mindset before I begin prep for the summer season. There's been highs and lows over the last couple of months, but the mission to qualify for the Olympics is alive, and I'm ready to make it happen. Alright, I'm here. It's going to be my end of season review. We'll make it a bit more exciting. I'm going to be out here. Got the pull-up bar, got the dip bar, and I'm going to do my review in the time it takes for me to do 100 pull-ups and 100 dips. I'm going to do my first set now. I'll try and do sets of 10, probably end up getting down to sets of 5, sets of 3, and yeah, I'll start with the first race. We'll basically just going to have a little chat about what happened during the indoor season. We'll talk about why I wasn't at Nationals. Obviously a couple of videos ago I mentioned that I was going to be doing the 60 at Nationals. We didn't end up going. I'll talk about why that was. We'll review the races that I did do, and we'll have a little chat about what the channel's going to look like going forward as we prepare for the outdoor season. And we'll also, talk about what the outdoor season is going to look like, what my plans are, what my goals are. So let's get these first few pull-ups done, and then let's talk about the first race. And we'll do some dips. Yes, the first race was in Manchester, and it was a 60 metres. So that was the first race in January. It was following a good week of testing. Let me get some water. And it was following a very solid week of testing. I'd ran a 6.49 on the timing gates, which was minus reaction time. That was a couple weeks prior to my season opener. And in my season opener, I ran 6.76 in the first round of the 60 metres, which I was fairly happy with. I knew that there were some improvements to be made, but as a season opener, I was fairly happy. It was quicker than my last season opener, but overall, I felt like I had much more to come in the second round. I didn't really get out the best, and I tightened up a lot. Yeah, so 6.76 first round. We had like a 5-hour gap in between the first and second round. And then I ran 6.79 in the second round, which surprisingly, I'm surprised that it was slower, to be honest, because obviously we'd had a long rest, but I feel like I just didn't really execute or get going into my rhythm in the second round. Again, tied up massively. From about 30 to 40 metres onwards, I was just really forcing the line to come to me, as opposed to just getting up tall and waiting for the line. I was reaching for it too soon, which cost me a lot of time. But that's what the season openers were for. So generally, I wasn't too disappointed. I was looking for a little bit quicker, but as the first one out the gates, I thought it was pretty good, to be honest. Let's do some more. So yeah, first season opener, not too bad. 6.76 as my quickest of the 2 rounds. I think after that we had a couple of weeks of just training. I started feeling really good in training, actually, so by the time we got to the next race, generally I was excited for it. I felt like I was in a much better position. I felt like my speed was a lot better. We got there, I ended up doing 2 rounds. In the first round I ran a 6.77, which was marginally slower than the first round of my season opener, which obviously I wasn't the best pleased with, but when I watched the footage back, I fell into the old mistake tightening up like I did in my season opener, so I knew I had to address it there and then. I couldn't keep making the same mistake. But in the second round, I didn't get out as good as I did in the first round, but what I did do is stood up tall, and my top end speed was good because I didn't fight for the line. So I ran 6.74, which was a season's best, which I felt a lot better about, especially because it was probably my worst start that I'd done so far. I was fairly happy with it. I knew that with a good start it would be close to breaking my PB of 6.70. So moving on from that, we then went to Ostrava for 200 metres, which was a bit of a last minute plan. So I decided to go for it, a 200. Flew out there the day after the 6.74 in Manchester. Got there, did a bit of pre-meet, realised that the track was really tight, which comes into play a bit later. If anyone who watched the last episode will have seen that I did a bit of a race review on that one already. And yeah, the track was the track was tight. So I drew lane 3. I got out well initially, even though I did swing onto the outside of my lane a little bit. But then the problem was the exits of both of the bends. Hesitated down the back straight a little bit because I was so conscious of my lane, and then coming off the last bend, ran straight into lane 4 and was just all over the place. So it was a bit of a messy race, to be honest. Wasn't what I was hoping for. I ran 21.24. Wasn't what I was looking for. I was hoping to go and run a sub 21, but I think I just massively underestimated the difficulty of the track, and that was definitely much tighter than a regular track, at least what I'm used to based in Sheffield. It's not too far off my 200 metre indoor PB of 21.08. Obviously we're not quite down to the 20.2 outdoor PB yet, but I'm not typically an indoor runner. I think that I'm in good shape over the 200. I think if we converted that into an outside lane at my home track, I'd probably find myself running an indoor PB, which I would be happy with. That takes us up to Loughborough. So I flew home from Ostrava the day after competition, had a few days rest. The plan was for this to be my final tune-up race before the national champs, which have been this weekend just gone. Yeah, so I went to Loughborough with kind of high hopes, especially after the 6.74 just a few days prior. But yeah, so we got there, I warmed up for the 60 metres. I was hoping to run a PB. I felt like I was in PB shape, especially given the mistakes that I made in the 6.74 race. I knew that there was enough time in there to break 6.7 if I got everything right. I didn't get the best of starts, didn't really react to the gun, and other than that I feel like the race just really got away from me, and I crossed the line in 6.85 seconds, which was my slowest of the season. What we're going to chat about in a second might put that into a bit of context, but initially I was very frustrated with myself. I was just kind of scratching my head as to what's gone wrong, losing over 1/10 of a second within a week. And I came down to the decision that it was probably just a bit of fatigue and a bit of tiredness because I'd had a really long week. So going into that Loughborough race, I think my body was just probably not firing 100%, and that definitely showed in the result. So yeah, that kind of summarises the season. Came out of it with a 6.74 season best, and came out of it with a 200 metre 21.24. Technically it is the fastest I've ran on an indoor track in lane 3. I know it's a bit of a, like, it doesn't really count as a PB or anything, but it's still some form of progress, which that's all I'm looking for really. So definitely I feel like I'm in good shape in the 200. The 60, I didn't really get a chance to execute the race that I wanted to, and yeah, I just didn't put a race together. So yeah, we're going to get onto it now. You're probably wondering, why did I not go to the national champs? I think we're at 40 pull-ups and 50 dips. Yeah, I'm starting to struggle a little bit now. So I didn't go to the national championships essentially because the day after that Loughborough competition that I spoke about, the 6.85 over 60 metres, I woke up the morning after, which was the Sunday, and my right ankle was just a bit sore, and it was pretty uncomfortable moving my ankle. This was 2 weeks out from the national champs, so initially I kind of thought maybe we have time, but after probably 5 or 6 days we made the call to just not run nationals because the ankle still wasn't 100% and we didn't want to risk any kind of further damage to it, especially before we knew exactly what the issue was. So I went to a couple of physio appointments, had it checked over quite thoroughly, and we ultimately came to the decision that it wasn't a stress response. The bone is all intact and it's fine. It's just kind of a bit of tendon inflammation, which was really good news because I was really stressed that it was actually my bone, and that kind of was part of the reason for not running nationals, because if it was some kind of stress response, running flat out over 60 metres would really just trigger it. and I'd probably not be in a good situation right now. The national indoors, whilst it would have been nice to run, it's not the main priority for this season. Obviously, you know, we've got European champs outdoors, we've got the Paris Olympics, which are the two main goals for the year. So I have to make sure that I'm prioritising my body, being fully healthy for those in the summer. So yeah, overall, obviously I'm disappointed that I didn't get to run at nationals, but obviously health comes first, and in this case I feel like it was the smart decision. Essentially now the plan is we're having a little mini off season. Basically my coach has given the team like a week off kind of thing, but because I've not been running in the build up to nationals, I've kind of had the week off already. I've still been doing bike sessions, still been lifting in the gym where I can. 55. The plan for the next few weeks are just get myself into the best shape possible and be ready to hit training at the start of March again. So this is kind of the next phase that we're going into now. The indoor season's done, the winter training preparation has been done prior to that. So the next phase of this journey is going to be me preparing for the summer season, and I'm excited to get into some outdoor competitions, especially like running 200s more consistently. Yeah, this is a bit of a struggle. I don't even know how long this has taken, to be honest. The review has taken less time than the pull-ups did, so I guess that's all right, but I'm still gonna have to finish them now. I said that I'd do them, so. I know I'm in shape, and I'm definitely ready to run fast outdoors, so it's all looking good. 100 dips done. The good news is that I've got plenty of time now. We've got at least a couple months, maybe 2.5 months to get ready for the summer season. So I'm excited to see what I can do when we get out there. Once again, massive thanks to everyone that's watching, everyone that's subscribed, liked, commented over the course of the series so far. My saying for the moment definitely is that being out of shape isn't an excuse to not run fast. That's the thing that I'm telling myself for the next couple months anyway. I feel like it's definitely good to be accountable for what shape you're in. So yeah, for now, we're going to get into the regular training vlogs again. You're going to be seeing a lot more of those in preparation for the outdoor season. You might see a couple of different videos on their way, especially some more short form stuff. It's painful. Now I've got 12 left, I hope I haven't miscounted after all this time. But yeah, so speed operation number 14 will be on its way in the next week or two. And yeah, I'm excited to get back into training. Thanks for watching, and I'll get these last few pull-ups done, and I'll see you next week. Two more. Yes, we're done. See you later.